I am Luciana Hartwin. Welcome to the Lilith Verse. Are fairies just another face of the divine? Exploring Lilith and the fair folk. For centuries, whispers of the fair folk have danced on the wind, carried on the rustling leaves and babbling brooks. These captivating creatures, flitting through sunlit glades and leaving shimmering trails in their wake, have captivated humanity across the globe, from the mischievous sprites of Celtic lore to the alluring sirens of Greek myth. The fair folk have captured our imaginations with their ethereal beauty, their playful trickery, and their undeniable connection to a world unseen. But are these fantastical beings mere figments of our folklore? Bedtime stories to frighten children and inspire poets? Or is there something more to these enchanting tales? Perhaps the fair folk represent a facet of something even grander, a connection to the very essence of the divine. Let's consider Lilith. In the cradle of Mesopotamian myth, she wasn't a delicate sprite flitting through meadows. No, Lilith commanded the very storms themselves. Imagine howling winds and lashing rain, all under the dominion of this powerful demon. She was a force of untamed chaos, a raw and untamed power that both fascinated and terrified the ancient world. Yet, Lilith's story takes a fascinating turn. Later traditions, particularly in Judeo-Christian lore, paint a dramatically different picture. Here she sheds her demonic skin and transforms into a figure of fierce independence, a woman who refused to be subservient to any man, even the first man, Adam. This act of defiance, however, came at a steep price. Branded a rebel and cast out of Eden, Lilith became a figure shrouded in mystery and even demonized. But beneath the demonization, a powerful echo of her earlier portrayal remains, a hint of untamed power and a connection to the wild, untamed aspects of the world. And Lilith isn't alone. Many cultures have woven tales of deities who share intriguing parallels with the fair folk. Take the Celtic Tuatha De Danann, a race of powerful beings who ruled Ireland before humans. These enigmatic figures possessed otherworldly beauty and a deep connection to nature. Among them was the Morrigan, a fierce warrior goddess who could shapeshift into a raven and presided over battlefields. Her unpredictable nature and association with crows echo the mischievous and sometimes dangerous aspects of the fair folk. Then there's the Dagda, another prominent member of the Tuatha De Danann. This benevolent god, often depicted with a club and a cauldron, was associated with magic, the earth, and the natural world. His connection to the land and his ability to control the elements resonate with the fair folk's dominion over hidden places and their playful manipulation of nature. Perhaps these Celtic deities represent a more powerful and complex version of the fair folk, blurring the lines between mischievous sprites and powerful divine beings. We can find similar connections across the globe. In Greek mythology, the nymphs, beautiful maidens who inhabited forests, springs, and mountains, share a kinship with the fair folk's connection to nature and their alluring beauty. Even the capricious Norse Fae, with their love of pranks and connection to the other world, echo the playful and sometimes dangerous nature of the fair folk. These parallels raise a fascinating question. Could these deities be another face of the fair folk? Perhaps the fair folk are not a single race, but rather a manifestation of the divine within the natural world, taking on different forms and personalities depending on the culture and location. What if the fair folk aren't just mischievous sprites, but a bridge between the human realm and the divine? Perhaps, in their untamed nature, they represent a primal power waiting to be understood. Or maybe they're a reflection of our own deities, the yearning for freedom, connection to nature, and a touch of the extraordinary in our everyday lives. Think about it. Have you ever felt a sudden chill in a sunlit clearing, even when there's no breeze? Or maybe you've heard a voice whispering your name on the wind, a voice with no source. Perhaps you possess an uncanny connection with animals, a calming presence that seems to draw them to you effortlessly. Or maybe you have an inexplicable green thumb coaxing life from even the most barren patch of soil. Could these be whispers from the fair folk? A fleeting message carried on the currents of unseen magic. Or perhaps they're a hint of that magic residing within us, a faint echo of a connection to a world beyond our own. Have you ever felt a strange sense of belonging in a particular place? A deep pull towards a hidden forest or a rushing waterfall? Maybe you dream vivid dreams of fantastical creatures and vibrant landscapes that feel strangely familiar. Could these be memories, not of a past life, but of a time when the veil between our world and the fair folks' realm was thinner? Or maybe there's a yearning for a connection to something wilder, something more magical than the everyday world we navigate. The idea of fairy ancestry has captivated storytellers and dreamers for centuries. Who among us hasn't wondered if a mischievous sprite or a powerful nature spirit lurks somewhere in our family tree? Perhaps these unexplainable talents, those sudden chills, or those vivid dreams are whispers from generations past, a reminder of a lineage intertwined with the fair folk. Whether you believe in literal fairy ancestry or not, the possibility of a connection to the magic of the natural world remains a powerful and intriguing concept. Whether the fair folk are literal beings flitting through sunlit glades or a metaphor for the divine spark pulsating within nature, one thing is certain: they continue to capture our imagination. As we explore the whispering forests and babbling brooks, perhaps we'll find echoes of their magic in the rustle of leaves and the dance of fireflies. Maybe in the untamed power of a storm or the quiet resilience of a wildflower pushing through concrete, we'll see a reflection of Lilith's untamed spirit and her connection to the raw power of the natural world. The fair folk, like Lilith, represent a bridge between the human realm and the divine. Just as Lilith's story morphed from a fearsome storm demon to a fiercely independent woman, the fair folk can be mischievous tricksters or benevolent guardians. They remind us that the world is a place of unexpected encounters and hidden wonder. Perhaps, in seeking that connection, we tap into a primal force within ourselves, a yearning for freedom, a connection to nature's untamed beauty, and a touch of the extraordinary woven into the fabric of our everyday lives. So the next time you feel a sudden chill in the sunlit clearing, or hear a voice whispering your name on the wind, don't dismiss it as mere happenstance. It might be a whisper from the fair folk, a playful nudge from a mischievous sprite, or perhaps even an echo of Lilith's rebellious spirit, reminding us to embrace our own wildness and forge a deeper connection with the magic that surrounds us. What are your thoughts on the fair folk? Do you believe they're real? Do you think there may be descendants of fairies walking among us? Share your experiences and theories in the comments below. As always, if you find value in this video, please share, like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Luciana Hartwin. Thank you for joining me today here in the Lilith Verse.